Hey folks, happy Homebrew Wednesday. Ryan Patrick Murphy here. How you doing? Just poured myself a nice glass of Liberty Cream Ale. It's actually gotten really clear. Holy crap, I can see the bubbles on the other side. Holy cow, that's a beautiful beer. Just look at that, huh? I brewed that. This guy brewed that beer. It smells pretty good. You do smell the bitterness of the hops a little bit. Oh, that's good. I want to use my Summit Pilsner glass. It's a pretty cool glass, you know. It's pretty big and tall, and you don't get to use it a whole lot. I just want to talk to you about brewing. I got a new brew kit. So this is the Paul's Honey Kolsch. Excuse me. Paul's Honey Kolsch comes with 5 pounds of DME, which you know what DME looks like, so I'm not going to hold it up, but about 2 pounds of grain here, 1 pound Kolsch malt, 8 ounce flaked wheat, 6 ounce honey malt, and 1 pound of good old Iowa honey. It's pure honey. It's pure. You know that fake honey. We have 2 ounces of Tetnong hops and 1 ounce of Liberty, which is kind of funny. This is a 70-minute boil. Well, I guess it's not funny, it's just interesting. And these Tetnong hops, it's a 2.4% alpha acid. See if we can get that up there. These are actually a first wort hop. Now, this is supposed to be an extract kit, but you notice there's a lot of grains here. And I think what's going to happen is I'm going to end up mini mashing this instead. It uses a steep to convert method. I'm not a huge fan. So I'm going to get the grain bag out, I'm going to put that in, you know, then I can get temperature up, the water up temperature, stir things in, and then, you know, wrap it up, and I know it's going to sit at the correct temperature, or within about a degree for an hour. And maybe I'll just do 45 minutes in the spirit of the steep to convert, I guess, just 45 minutes. And I guess I could just do 45 minutes, but it's hard to maintain the temperature I've noticed on the stove, especially with an electric, because, you know, things change. With an electric stove, temperatures change very slowly. They'll go up slow. So when you think you got it, well, your stove might still be heating up, or it might be cooling down still. And so then you're like, okay, I'm going to turn back up. And then it goes, and it's going to raise back up. And it's really a pain. But if you can get the water up to the right temp, get things stirred in, get it down, let it sit for an hour, it's pretty easy. But I don't know. Maybe I'll still do this steep to convert. I've actually tried this beer before. The owner of the homebrew shop let me try some. It's pretty good. So it may be worth just doing a steep to convert, but I feel like I'm wasting a lot of grains. What do we say here? I didn't even know there was such thing as a Kolsch malt, but flaked wheat and honey malt. You know, I bet there's some fermentables in that Kolsch malt. But so what's that first wort thing all about? Well, apparently you can get more IBUs that way, but this isn't really going to be a hoppy beer. So, but I guess also by first worting, so normally in an all grain, you would throw them in after you have your first runnings run through, I think, or when you just dump sparging in general. I'm not an all grain brewer. I don't really know how it all works yet. I mean, I got the basic idea. I just never done it. In this case, we're going to, or I guess I'm going to, bring the wort to a boil, turn off the heat source, add any liquid and a dry malt extract, stir until all extracts have been thoroughly dissolved, add the first wort hops. I don't think this is truly a first wort hop. I would think that you'd be throwing these in with the grains, or after the grains have come out. I don't know. We're going to do what they say. I think it's essentially going to be a 70-minute boil. It'll sit there a little longer. From what I've read, it sounds like first wort hopping kind of smooths out the bitterness. So it does increase the IBUs, but it's kind of a smoother kind of finish on it, I guess, so it's not as sharp. I don't know. I may just do it the way they suggest. I don't know. But normally, first wort hopping you do with all grain and partial mashes, not extracts or extract with specialty grains. So that's all I got. So you know I'm drinking this. I got the cream ale fermenting still. Actually, it's done fermenting. It needs to get bottled probably this weekend. I have another beer kit that was ordered for me. I have to go pay for. That's the Belgian IPA. That's a fun one to do. That's probably going to show up this week, if not next week. So, you know, I won't have time to brew this weekend. I got to figure out what to do with the beer that I have, because I have 2 beers in the fermenter right now. The Caribou Slobber's in secondary, I guess, technically, and that cream ale's in primary, and that'll need to be bottled. Caribou Slobber will probably go into the keg once it's empty. And right now the Aletoberfest is in there, so it was getting a little lighter the last time I checked. I seem to have been going through the keg a little quickly. The vanilla porter, which is kind of, it's not great. I mean, it's a decent porter now. I wouldn't call it a vanilla porter anymore. That flavor's dropped out a lot. It is almost gone. I'm down to the last couple bottles, I think. So that's good. I'm glad to have that off my plate. Still have coffee porter. Still have the Falconer's Flight Extra Pale Ale. I'm concerned that that one, I ended up having some old hops. You know, you go buy a beer kit off the shelf that's been sitting there for, you know, 6 months, room temperature. You know, hops aren't going to last. So I'm hoping that's what the problem was with that kit, because I couldn't see how anyone would want to make a beer with that flavor or that tasted like that. And I've had Falconer's Flight in beers before, and it's excellent. It's an excellent hop. So hopefully, maybe someday I'll try it again. But it is kind of a big beer too, and I don't really like to do those big of beers anymore, or really at all, because you know I like sessionable beers. I like to make a few beers, or drink a few beers, and not be falling on my face. And that Falconer's Flight had like 10 pounds of LME in it. It was a monster. So yeah. Hopefully eventually I'll get rid of that. I still haven't got myself, I can't bring myself to dumping it down the drain. It'll probably be one of those situations where I need the bottles and go, screw it, it's done. It's done. So, cheers everybody. 17. We'll see you next week.